Okay. So beginning this lesson on trump contracts, can you tell me 3 ways of making extra tricks in a contract? Any contract, no trumps or trumps. 3 ways, please, because this is revision.
Force, length, and position.
Absolutely brilliant. Really quick on the draw there. I think that was Fraser. Well done. And what's the advantage of being in a suit contract? There we are. Good. And what's the advantage of being in a suit contract?
Roughing.
Roughing. Rough, so goes somebody. Absolutely right. It's a 4th way of making extra tricks. What do we mean by the rule of 1?
Leave the highest outstanding trump out there.
Leave the master trump out. Right. This is the most rapid start we've ever made to a lesson. I hope I hope the lady in Pinner is watching this. Right. Why do we draw trumps, please?
To stop the other people roughing yours.
I've never known such quick answers, really. Fantastic. What's the most likely way 6 outstanding trumps will split?
4 and 2.
4-2.
Yeah, I hope to be really quick tonight with this horrible cold I've got. And the outside world need know nothing, need they? However, can you give me 3 reasons for delaying drawing trumps? Not so quick now, are we?
No.
I wonder why that is. 3 reasons to delay drawing trumps. 60% of hands, you should draw trumps straight away. Right. Who's going to start the ball rolling? Roughing where?
In the shorter suit.
Usually in the shorter hand, or perhaps the equal one, but not the longer one, yes. Roughing. We may need to reserve trumps for roughing. That's probably the best known reason. Does anybody know any others?
Discharging losers.
Who said that? Was that Tim?
Yeah.
Excellent. Another thing, and we'll see this in the example hands in a moment, is that you've got too many losers. And the only way you can get rid of those is to play off high cards in other suits. Now, the time to watch out for that is if you've got to lose the lead drawing trumps. So we'll be looking in a minute at the idea of counting losers as well as winners. So great, we've got 2 out of 3. Anybody know the 3rd one? Okay, well, basically the 3rd one is, let's go to the screen now. Basically, the 3rd one is the fact you need to be in a particular hand.
Yeah.
And using trumps may be the only way to do that. Now, the usual example is you've got a long suit in dummy. How do you A, get to it, and B, cash the eventual length winner? Well, you may need to preserve your high trumps for that. Because the other thing is, in some hands, you've got 2 or 3 finesses to take, and you need to be in the right hand to take a finesse properly. So this obviously looks as if we might be finally getting into newish ground here. The 3 exceptions why you wouldn't want to draw, certainly not all the trumps, first of all. So I'm just going to leave that screen on for a minute, make sure everybody's clear about what that actually means. We'll be looking, I hope, if my voice holds out, at 6 example hands to make this clear. So you okay with that, everybody?
Yeah.
Right, let's go on to the example hands then now. Okay, no, sorry, we want example hands, don't we? Practice deals, I think we're starting on number 9. Quite a bit of old stuff on here, by the way, some old practice deals, but let's start with number 9. And we will be, I hope to get through 6 deals if I can. We are West, okay? So let's look at our hand. So what I'm going to be asking you to do each deal, please, is just do the bidding fairly quickly first, and then we're going to make a plan as declarer.
Right.
So, what do we think? We are dealer, by
One
the way.
spade.
Spade.
Yes, it's
One
too
no
strong for
trump.
one no trump, isn't it? I thought somebody might say.
Oh, no,
one
I
no
missed the
trump, but,
queen.
yeah,
One spade.
Yeah, one spade.
yeah, but just pretend you play a strong no trump. Then you're right. Way out of every mistake, you know. Right, I agree. One spade for now. Nothing from north, and then east goes 2 clubs. And now we go. Yes, I like it. This is good. I'm really pleased to hear nobody say 3 no trumps.
3 clubs.
Now, why is that? Because we know we've got game, don't we? Partner's got 10-ish or more.
Yeah, yeah.
Agree?
Yeah.
We've got
15.
16.
Yeah.
So why not just bid 3 no trumps?
16.
I'm very pleased to hear somebody say 2 no trumps.
Cutting down our bidding space.
Exactly, for one specific reason.
Diamonds.
Now, for ages, there's a controversy about whether you open 1 no trump with a 5-card major. This bid solves it because partner can just see if we've got 5 spades. Gives him room just to make an inquiry. See? Because people who just hog the bidding by slamming into 3 no trumps
Yeah, yeah.
don't like that at all. It's selfish. And it turns out on this hand that it was a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And we have actually got, partners obviously got to have 3 spades, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they should have supported straight away.
Yeah.
Now, as we got 5, in general, it's not a flat hand. We've got a doubleton diamond. So I think we will hear, we've got to go to game. And I think it's 4 spades, which is not surprising because the lesson's entitled Trump Contracts. Can you see now why it's best to bid 2 no trumps there?
Yeah.
Because it's forcing to game anyway, and it gives partner a chance to show the 3-card major suit. It doesn't matter if it was a minor, but if it's a major. So I think you have seen that idea before. And what we're going to have north lead, and dummy comes down, and it's the usual thing. Top tricks, extra tricks, don't play a card at all yet. Well, you can't because it's virtually on the computer, but you know what I mean. So, top tricks. Can't hear very well, sorry.
7, 2,
Heaven.
3,
7.
I think that's right, isn't it? 2
Yeah,
spades,
7.
2 hearts,
Yeah.
and 3 clubs. That's 7.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
somehow we've got to pull out 3 extra.
Yeah.
Where are they going to come from?
In the heart suit.
Yes, the first, perhaps most obvious thing is that there's an overlap in hearts, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah.
And what's more, an overlap in the shorter holding of spades. So that brings it up to 8, as long as we play it right. So we've got a roughing situation in dummy. Incidentally, where are the other 2 going to come from? We said 7 top tricks.
Yeah.
We've just got a rough, we hope, if you play it properly, in hearts. That's 8. Where's the other 2?
Clubs.
What, clubs is a lucky possibility.
The long spade.
Yes, you're looking for something too difficult. It's just simply the long spades. That's right, Tim.
Yeah.
On an average day, 3-2 split, 2 extra spades. And of course, we got a spade finesse. See the jack there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And, there's a reasonable chance of 11 tricks here, isn't there?
Yeah.
Can you all see that?
Yeah.
Now, is this one of the 60% of hands where you draw trumps?
Mm.
No, you want to make your heart trump early, don't you?
Do want to have the trumps ready. Now, it wouldn't matter if that Jack of Spades was a queen, because we wouldn't be losing the lead if we lost the finesse. Do you see that?
Yeah.
But because in drawing trumps, we might have to lose the lead on the second trick.
Yeah.
Supposing we decided to draw spades, the right way is to play the king first, isn't it? And then lead up to the jack.
Mhm.
Now, of course, in so doing, we'd lose the lead if we lost the finesse.
Yeah.
And therefore, any decent defender, the moment you as a defender, you see the shortage in dummy, you should be leading trumps. That's the other side of the coin. So, in fact, we will want to. We won't want to draw trumps in this hand. This is a roughing in the shorter hand. So let's play out. So happens that North has led the suit we want. So we work straight away on hearts. And now we rough the 6. This is before drawing any trumps. And the reason we're doing this is to play the spades properly. We might lose the lead on the second round. Now, of course, doing that is a very slight risk, but not a very big one. So we've already gained our first extra trick. Now, when we
Christopher, may I
say,
ask a question on
of course,
spades?
as many as you like, yes.
What is the rule for going for the drop and going for the finesse?
Jonathan, you sound like somebody I paid £10 earlier to ask a question about something I'm just about to do. So I haven't planted that question with Jonathan. It's an excellent question because I'm just about to explain that. Good. Great minds think alike, Jonathan.
Not better
Now,
that.
the rule is this, if you can call it a rule. When you're missing the queen, if you've got 9 trumps, play the ace and the king, and more often than not, the queen drops, okay? When you've only got 8 trumps, as here,
Right. Okay.
you finesse the queen.
Hmm.
Now, I have to say, Jonathan, it's a very close thing. I mean, playing off the ace and the king with 9 cards is only about 52%. So you can easily change your mind depending on the bidding and that kind of thing. Now, the rule, if you could call it that, is 8 ever, 9 never.
Thank you.
But to give it the name rule is a massive exaggeration. It's what you do if you've got absolutely no other evidence. So here with just 8 trumps, remember the 2 has just gone. What you do when you've got a finesse, you play the king first. Why? Because you want to retain that finesse position. And the other thing is, by playing the king first, you might, on a very lucky day, drop the singleton queen. It's possible. So we try it. Usually it doesn't work, of course. Now, are we counting down? How many trumps have they got left?
3.
Very good. It's one of the ladies, I think. Said 3. Very good counting, like lightning. Right, and now we're going to try the finesse. Have you noticed that finesses work more often on Wednesday evenings? But of course, the bad news is the split's not too great, is it?
No,
Or is it?
no,
No.
no.
So they've got, is it 2 left?
2, yeah.
Yeah. I'm losing track myself now.
You're going to lose another one.
And that's it,
We've
isn't
still
it?
got the queen.
They've got the queen, yeah.
They've got the queen. So we should do what?
Leave it out.
Leave it.
Leave it out. Leave it out. Leave it out. Right. Stay down in it. Leave it out. Right. So leave it out. Let me try the clubs now. On a lucky day, we get 13th club. About 1 time in 3 or 4. Don't think it happens this time. We'll see in a minute. It's always a good idea, by the way, to leave your 4-3 suits to the end, because sometimes they discard from a 4-card suit, but not here. They have actually roughed with the Queen of Spades. Are we bothered?
No.
Oh, we've still got 2 more tricks.
I don't know why I'm reverting to some form of Cockney. Are we bothered?
That'd be
No.
brilliant, no?
Because we
Yeah,
haven't
it's
used up
Queen.
2, and we can claim 2 more tricks for those 2
Yeah.
spades. Are you happy with that hand?
Yeah,
So how did it fit into the lesson as a whole? It was a hand where we delayed drawing trumps because we needed those trumps to rough in the shorter hand, which very often is dummy. You right with that first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. I must say it was a brilliant start with those first few answers on this recording, by the way. Good. 10. Right, our hand, West. I should teach more often. I'm feeling better now than I felt for days. I'll pay for this later. What's your first bid, please?
1 heart.
1 heart.
West is dealer, and it's too strong for 1 no trump. 18 points, 1 heart. Next comes that.
2 hearts. Oh, good.
Doesn't
no trump.
necessarily promise 4 hearts, by the way, but we've got
Oh.
5, so I think it's just a question of how high to go now.
2
Yeah.
no trump.
3.
I agree with 3. I don't think it's pretty close, isn't it?
Well,
I
it's
don't
6 to
think we
9.
can quite, it's a sort of that
Yeah.
Jack of Spades looks a bit dodgy. I think we'll make it 3. We'll make it 3. But partner's confident. So we got there in steps 1, 2, 3, 4. That 3 hearts usually shows about 17 to 18. And let's see what the lead is. 2 passes first. And dummy,
Three.
usual, please.
1, 2, 3, 4,
1, 2,
3.
3, 4, 5.
5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8
Eight.
tricks there.
I'm going to do that again. 3.
Yeah, I agree with that. 8 top tricks. 2 to find.
Yeah.
3.
Roughing the spade.
Yeah, you've spotted the same
Yeah.
situation as the previous hand, haven't you?
Yeah.
And of course, don't be put off by the fact they're pretty low cards here. And of course, the extra comes from the length in hearts. So what we're looking at, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tricks, we hope.
Yeah.
10 tricks, yeah.
5, 6,
But we've got to play this properly.
7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
I make it 10. We've got 5 hearts almost certainly, 2 diamonds, 2 clubs, that's 9, and a spade rough.
Yeah.
And it is a genuine extra trick because it's in the shorter holding of hearts. Now, what do you think our plan is? And we've got to win the trick.
Yeah.
So
Gotta
we might as
lose-
well win it with
lose
no
the
choice.
First.
Now, this is the crucial moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. You win
I
that.
play nice hearts. now.
Excellent.
Win with a king and rough across.
Check some uncertainty over the airwaves.
Oh, you are. Yeah.
Right,
Play hearts next. Play your trumps next.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It isn't a hand for drawing trumps. Unfortunately, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Good, yeah.
You see,
Would you play on the spades because you've
Yeah.
got stoppers in every other suit?
Yeah. Take 2
well,
loose.
you can't really rely on a club winner much, but you've got a definite spade winner if you just play it straight away.
Yeah.
Now, the trouble is if you don't, when you start playing on the spades, you'll have no trumps left. So that's not quite such an easy one to recognise, is it? We've got to play the spades first.
Yeah,
Mm.
Because
yeah.
we'll be losing the lead. So
Yeah.
let's do that. I think that was Beryl. Well done.
Yes.
And obviously we've got to lose a trick. Now,
Yeah.
what do you think they're going to do now?
Play back a diamond.
No,
Yeah,
not if they're good defenders.
Or trumps. They'll try
Yes.
and draw.
The moment as a defender you see this manoeuvre of roughing in dummy like this, you
They're off
make
trump.
declarers' life difficult. And I bet you anything they play a heart next.
Yeah.
Seeing as I invented the hands.
Yeah, you've got a fair chance, yeah.
Oh, and they do. Good defending. Dear, sorry. What do we do now?
Okay.
Play the spade again.
Play the spade.
Here
Yeah,
with spades, persevere.
Yeah.
Good. Now we got to the situation we want, but what do you think they're going to do?
Play a heart.
Play a heart.
Heart, of course, they're good defenders.
Oh, that's good.
The only thing they can do is try to stop this situation. But it's in vain.
Why didn't you win it with a jack?
No difference.
No
Yeah.
difference.
To make a
The
no,
king-
it doesn't. The king's
Uh,
gone.
good question, but I think the king's gone, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
it has, yeah.
It's seven of spades now.
And in case you think that's just random, when I'm declarer, I win a trick with the top card rather than give away the position with the jack. On principle.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
only psychological. I
Yeah.
deliberately won with the top card because that
Yeah.
doesn't give away. When you're defending, you do the reverse, don't you?
Yeah.
Do excuse me. I hope I'll be able to carry on. Now we can rough.
Seven of spades.
And I think that's it all over bar the shouting, really, isn't it?
I think so.
We cash our clubs. Don't think there's much more to say about this hand. Oh, we just come back to draw the last trumps, haven't we?
Yeah.
That's right. That's it. 4 more tricks.
Yeah.
Ace of clubs, the king of diamonds, and
Yeah.
the 2.
Two trumps.
So can you see that the first 2 hands were very similar?
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can always play these things through yourselves at a slower pace. They're an example of not drawing trumps for the greater good. On we go. Any questions about that hand?
No.
If you click this, and you can see all the hands as they were at the beginning,
All right.
which is sometimes quite, so you can see the picture as a whole. There was no, I don't think North was strong enough to overcall there, were they? They couldn't overcall, no.
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 Okay, let's move on.
4
Number
cards anyway.
Indeed. I was thinking more of a takeout double, but it wasn't the right shape. Incidentally, while we're between hands, is there any particular topic you'd like me to go over at some near point in the future? Or do let me know if there is.
Everything.
So our hand this time, is this hand 11? Is this?
Check.
14 points. One spade.
And
One spade.
1 spade, pretty definitely 3, 6, 8, 12, 14, but 6 card suit. And then we get that.
Mm.
14.
23 masculine.
It's only 5 losers.
14 and 9. I pass.
Pass, yeah, I pass.
I'm just hearing. I've been hearing things with this cold. I thought somebody said plus just then.
We did.
Why not four spades?
Well,
You're not a minimum 7 loser, are you? You've only got 5
Only
losers.
5 losers, that's
Oh,
all.
Five losers.
Yes.
Four
Plus
spades.
9's 14.
yeah,
way.
no,
Most of the time, if you've got a 6 card major suit and your partner raises you, you're
Yeah,
nearly
you-
always best to go straight to game. Can you see it's only 5 losers?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was going on. Yeah.
I think this
The
is one for the
response
losing
to-
trick counts. So I assume that pass there was just a joke.
No, no, it wasn't.
Don't tone up. Right, okay, 4 spades it is. And so what does North lead? He's the king of hearts. Dummy comes down, the usual thing, please.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Think. 4, 5, 6.
Actually, not many top tricks, are there?
7.
4, isn't it?
Oh,
4 us all, yeah.
Yeah, 1 heart and 3 diamonds. However, how many spade tricks can we eventually count?
4. 4 at least.
Good, that brings 8. And how many, we got force winners, haven't we? The most straightforward of winners. We got 4 spade force winners once the king and ace are forced out. How many club force winners have we got?
2.
2.
well, very
That makes 10. 3 diamonds, 1 heart, 4 spades, and 2 clubs. It all looks rosy, doesn't it?
good.
Is there a fly in the ointment?
Probably.
Hearts.
Well, they might split 3-1.
Yeah.
Well, let's look how many tricks we can lose. Now, most of the time, we're optimistic and we count winners. That's what I've always taught anyway.
Yeah,
But sometimes in the trump contract, it's a good idea to count losers as well. Now, how do you know when to count losers? Well, one guide is when you've got to lose the lead in trumps. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you could lose 2 spades.
Yeah.
A heart.
Yeah.
The second round.
And a club.
And a club.
Yep.
So, although it seems contradictory, doesn't it? We've got 10 winners, clear cut, but we've got 4 losers. And it's easy to miss this, very, very easy. Does anybody know how you play a hand like this?
No.
You win the heart,
Yeah.
then king of diamonds, the ace queen of diamonds discarding your heart loser.
Well done, Tim. This is, you
Yeah,
can
there you
spot this kind of pattern of excess winners in diamonds, can't you?
yeah.
Got a sort of spare winner in dummy. Now, we've just been very careful here. In trump contracts,
I've got the
where
ace.
you think you're going to lose the lead, as you are going to here in trumps, look how many tricks you could lose in the early stages. 2 spades,
Yeah.
a club, and a second heart. And what we do is exactly as Tim has said. We win the heart,
And draw
and
trumps.
and this is the second reason. No, you don't draw trumps, because if you do draw trumps, this this is a lesson on exceptions. If you do draw trumps, you'll lose the lead and you'll lose 4 tricks. Okay, because you're going to lose this heart in a minute if you're not careful. Now, looking at this diamond suit, remember you play from a shorter holding first. So let's do that. And then we're in the right hand to do this little trick of Tim's. And it's called discarding a loser. So on that queen, which is like a spare winner, isn't it? It's an excess winner. We can get rid of that pesky 4 of hearts. All right. And we could actually claim the rest, because we can concede the ace and king of spades and the ace of clubs, but we're being very careful before we drew any single trump. We got rid of that heart loser. Would you like me to play that hand again?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Let's go to the start, quickly go through the bidding. We're in 4 spades. We've been saying that, there's the lead. We've been saying that on the majority of hands, of course, you do draw trumps. It's a good habit to get into. And we saw on the last 2 hands that there was this exception where you needed trumps in dummy for roughing. Now here we see a second reason. Because although we seem to have 10 tricks in the bag, I know only 4 of them are, is it 3? 4 are top winners. But there's another clear 4 in spades once the ace and king have gone, and another 2 in clubs once the ace of clubs has gone. And that all sounds too easy, but the trouble is once they've gone. And during that time, in the early stages of the game, of the play, you will lose the ace and king of spades,
Yes.
1 heart the second round, and also 1 club, and that's 1 too many. So how do we recognize these situations? Well, this second reason for not drawing trumps is spotted by this diamond suit, where you've got the ace, king, queen, but you're in the luxury position of having an overlap. So when you win the 3rd diamond, so let's just play that through. You can always play these at home, of course, they're all online. Definitely play from the shorthand first, and then over to diamonds. And now we see the benefit, and the 4 of heart goes. Of course, there's a slight risk, isn't there? It might get rough, but it's only a very slight risk with so few cards in the suit.
Yeah.
And now we can claim, but we can claim with the knowledge we're only going to lose 3 more tricks, the 2 top spades and the ace of clubs.
It's just a question there. I wouldn't claim because there's just a faint chance that the ace and king will drop because there are only 3 trumps out, and the ace and king could be on opposite sides, and somebody would play the ace, and then the king singleton falls as well. So I'd run the spades round.
Isn't it? Well, no trumps have gone yet, have they?
No,
And there are 10.
3 out.
There's only 3 out. Ace, king and 5 are out.
So it's possible you're saying that we could win 5 tricks in spades.
Well, it's just you wouldn't claim it because you'd be giving you might give a trump trick away, because if the king was singleton and the ace was played first, then the king would drop.
Quite right, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
He's quite right, you know. It's just it's not a big chance, but it's a definite chance, isn't it? The ace or the king. Is that right?
Yeah.
It's
It wouldn't be
possible.
a very good defence, but yes.
If the ace is played and the king's a singleton.
And you drop the ace and the king at the same time.
50-50.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah, 3 cards.
One of them have to go mad to do that. Because one of them's got 2. One's got the ace 5, is it? Say,
Yeah. 5.
Could be ace and
Others-
5, or could be the ace and
Ace
king.
king, yeah. There's no way of knowing, is there?
but either way, you're going to lose 2 tricks, aren't you?
Well, no, you might no,
No.
because if the ace
If the king's a
a
singleton,
singleton, then you lose both the ace and the king will fall on that
If
one.
the
trick.
king's a singleton,
Yeah,
the
Or the
other
ace is a
defender's got
singleton.
ace 5. So
Hmm.
unless they've lost their mind,
no, they'd
they're
lead
going
with
to
the
play the
5.
5, surely.
Yeah.
Nearly had me there.
Yeah, and me too. Don't worry, that's not difficult in my case. But
It's really good
Oh,
to
my.
point that, you know, mistakes have been known in the past. Can you see that, Christopher?
Well, I still think you're wrong, Chris, because if you lead from the shorthand a trump, the next hand may play the ace because he wants to, and the king drops because it's a singleton in the 4th hand. But it's unlikely to happen. But it's
Be
worth just
terrible. Yes.
running it round.
I think you technically are right, because South or North might completely lose their concentration.
Yeah.
But it's not a matter of concentration. If you lead it from spades in the two of spades or something like that, they've got to follow.
Yes. But they should, that's why you play second hand low, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't go any further, it's a claim. Well, I don't see how we can drop the ace and the king at the same time
No.
unless they just totally lose concentration.
Yes.
Oh.
You could-
No.
South doesn't know what you've got, do they? They don't know how many you have.
But surely it's a demonstration that you should always play low as second hand.
Mhm.
That's a good reason for it. Anyway, good point. Perhaps technically we should play off one round in case they make a horrible error. Okay. I think the answer with claims is if you're not sure, play a trick or two out, isn't it? That's the answer to that. Excellent. Next one. We are, South's got the bidding. So let's see what it is. On diamond. And we have this hand.
Oh, gosh.
Now South is
Oh, God.
opened. We are in the overcall seat.
One heart.
One heart.
Yes.
heart.
I don't see any reason not to bid one heart there. It's a decent suit. But we've got 11.3, 6, 7, 10, 13 points.
13.
You know,
Thirteen.
when you've got an opening hand, don't bother about suit quality. Bid regardless. Right. And North does that. Bids one spade. Now, our partner does this.
Two diamonds.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, yeah. We've done this.
Because I know some of you play it these days.
I think that's
Yeah.
unassuming
Yeah.
Cupid, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
Can you say that in a louder voice, Catherine, in case
Oh,
we
sorry.
have listeners from Middlesex?
Unassuming,
Just to show
unassuming
how-
Cupid showing that East has at least 3 hearts,
Yeah.
10 points, 8 losers.
Excellent. So if there's anybody on the outside world listening, I want them to realise how smoothly our members say the phrase unassuming Q-bid. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, it means, sorry, perhaps for people here who don't know what two diamonds means. It means I'm not only supporting your hearts partner, because I've got at least 3 of them, but I've got 10 points as well. Now,
Yeah.
if you don't, now it's not a sort of thing I expect Group 1 to use, because I don't think it's been officially taught them yet. But it is. How many of you listening use the unassuming Q-bid?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hear about 4 or 5 voices, so that's
Absolutely.
encouraging, isn't it? So after that, pass from South, what do you think we're going to bid?
4 hearts.
Yes. Now, I'm glad Catherine said 8 losers, because that's exactly what I'd evaluate it as. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 losers.
Yeah.
That makes 4 hearts. Good. Okay, and let's see if we can play this well. Right, 8 lead. There's dummy. Usual thing.
One, two, three.
1, 2, 3.
It's
Three,
only 3 top tricks, isn't it?
Three
Yeah.
top
Yeah,
tricks.
that's
Yeah.
right.
But
Could have 5 hearts.
Once you get rid of the ace.
three, one, yeah, one extra club.
2, 3, 4, 5,
And a
6, 7.
queen jack of hearts. 8 and 6, 4.
well, there's quite a lot of extra tricks. I mean, there's clearly 5 hearts, yes, isn't there?
Five.
We've got certainly at least 1 club. because you can drive out the king. If South's got the king of clubs, we've got 2. By the way, in isolation, do you know the right way to play that club suit? Do you know the right way to play the club suit?
Would you play the jack or the queen up towards the ace and finesse it? Yeah.
Now, you would if you had the 10 as well.
Hmm.
Do you remember my little rule where you need 4 high cards to lead a
Oh,
high
yeah.
card for a finesse?
Yeah.
In fact, the right way, and when I say right way, I mean usually the right way, is to play the ace
Right.
and then lead up to the queen jack. We
Right.
only lead the high card with 4 high cards in the 2 suits.
Okay.
However, that's an aside, really. Now, how many tricks could we lose, more or less straight away?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Could lose the 2 spades.
So,
King of
Loose.
clubs,
king.
7, 8, 6, 8, 14.
ace of hearts, 2,
1.
ace of spades, that's,
3.
I mean, how likely do you think it is we win the king of spades?
Quite unlikely.
Hmm.
unlikely.
Well, I hear a voice saying quite unlikely, and I
Mm.
agree because North bid it. So that king doesn't look very great, does it?
No.
Now, I think I can see 4 losers here. Very likely losers, even though we can quite easily see 10 winners on a reasonable day here, if we play it right. Is there any way of disposing of a loser, not Tim Hunt, please? Well, Tim Hunt, if nobody else can answer.
Chris, I would lead either the queen or the jack of clubs because
Yeah.
first rather than the all way round.
Rack of diamonds.
Yeah, we're talking about this
Yeah.
club situation again.
Yeah.
The problem with leading the queen of clubs when you've only got 3 is that a decent North will cover with the king and that will promote their 10.
Hmm.
But going back to the question of having one too many losers,
704.
is there any way of disposing of a loser if your surname is not Mr. Hunt?
Well, you can trump a 4th spade, certainly.
Trumping spades doesn't gain a thing,
Oh, sorry,
unfortunately.
club. I do apologize.
Well, yes,
Fourth club.
indeed, eventually we might be able to indeed trump clubs. The trouble is this problem of immediate losers, isn't it?
Yeah.
And can anybody, Tim, can you see it again this time?
Discard the spade on the ace of diamonds.
Yes, Tim seems to be able to see these things where others can't. If you look at the diamond situation, once you win the ace of diamond, the king of diamonds, I should say, the ace becomes a surplus winner. So the best way to deal with this is the very similar sort of situation is instead of drawing trumps, you go over to the other hand, well, with a club, yeah,
Yeah.
that will do. And now we dispose of a spade. Now, that and we've got rid of one of the losers straight away. We probably think the king of spades might lose anyway, but we shall see. And we've achieved the job. So can you see it's a similar kind of hand? You can always, they're all online now, these, you can play them through. So if we go back to there's a claim there. If we go back, do tell me if I play these too quickly, won't you?
Yeah.
There's the original hands. And there's this giveaway situation again, wasn't it, in diamonds, where you've got this spare winner. And they're so useful, those, because you can do, you can put a loser on it. You don't have to. If you think you can draw trumps safely, then it's a bonus rather than something you have to do. We'll just have a look at perhaps at least one. Are you all right for time, everybody?
Yeah. Yeah. One more. Yeah.
Right, certainly one, I think. I just want to illustrate the third reason why you don't draw trumps straight away sometimes. I think we're on number 13. And there's our hands. What we're going to open with that?
Spade.
One spade.
One
Yeah.
spade, yeah.
Yeah, one spade,
One spade.
quite clearly.
Two diamonds. Oh. Nice.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Show the spades again.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not strong enough for three spades. How many points would you need to bid three spades? Do you know?
16 plus.
Exactly, yeah, 16 and a
The
six
jump
card
one.
suit. I think it's two spades.
Two spades.
Yeah, and our partner invites, sort of saying if you're a bit better than minimum, go there. Are we better than minimum?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think we've got 7 losers, but that jack of spades looks good to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got 2 double tons. I think I'd go for it there. Okay. Righto, and the lead is that 10 of clubs. Down goes dummy. Well bid, partner. Showing the 10 points we'd hoped for and 3 card spade support.
7. Got 7 winners.
The 6 spades.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got 6 spades, haven't we?
Mhm.
7, 8, 9.
2 diamonds. And a club. That's 9.
Yeah.
Luxury. Hmm. Well, there's no roughs in dummy, are there?
No.
And there's no excess winners, as we had in the last 2 hands. But there is something else.
A loser on loser, presumably. Ace king of diamonds, another diamond, and throw a club.
It's to do with this diamond suit, Jonathan. You're right. The moment you see a 5 card side suit, generally speaking, you'll want to work on it straight away. Now, the reason for that is that you may need your trumps for entries. What's the most likely way that the diamond suit splits?
5, 6, 7, 4, 2.
4.
Excellent. Jonathan, you're always good at these probability questions. So how many roughs are we going to have to do?
2.
So how many entries do we need?
2.
The number of entries is always one more than the number of roughs. Now, let me just explain that in diamonds. You're trying to set up this diamond suit for a length winner. 2 if you're very lucky. But on average, it splits 4-2. So we're hoping to, this is the beauty of being in a suit contract, you can rough diamonds without losing the lead. Okay? Now, not only will you have to do 2 roughs usually, you will need to actually get to that final 2 of diamonds as a winner. So you actually need 3 entries. I'll just emphasize that point, that the number of entries you need, the number of roughs you expect, plus 1 to get to the winner or winners. So let's see it in action, shall we? Now, we haven't got much in the way of high cards apart from the Queen and 10 of trumps, have we? So we'll win that in hand. And let's work straight away on the diamonds. Oh, no, it's allowed us. Oh, that's okay. It's allowed us to cash 1 spade. That's perfectly reasonable. We've still got our 2 high spades. That's good play. Just, you can cash 1 round if you can get away with it. Why not? Reduces the risk of roughing. I think it's going to do diamonds now, though. Yeah. How many diamonds have they got left at this point?
3.
4.
We originally
4.
had 7, so
4,
they had
that's
6. You really have to count. Not only do you have to count your trumps, you sometimes have have to count a side suit.
4.
And so they got 4. We need to keep that firmly in mind, don't we? No problem. Slight
All
risk
right.
of happy. Slight risk of roughing now, but we've got to take it. That's okay. They haven't got a singleton. Good. How many diamonds have they got left?
2.
2.
2.
Now, this is the beauty of being in a suit contract with good trumps. We're going to rough a diamond. We've played the 2 actually. And we're going to rough high because there's a real risk of an over rough. Now, when you can afford it, always rough high. I think I would have roughed with the king because it looks really impressive, but it doesn't matter, of course. So how many diamonds have they got left?
2.
1.
1. Yes.
But now we can come over. See, we carefully preserve these entries in spades. And we can rough yet another diamond. And we can, if you work it out, we can still afford to rough high. And now back over to our carefully preserved trump, and we rather smugly claim. Does it say claim at the bottom? On my screen, it's covered by a prompt.
Yes. Yes.
West claims 2 tricks.
So, to sum up then tonight, I won't do the last hand because time's getting on a bit. To sum up tonight, we've looked at 3 situations. Delaying drawing trumps. And we've been through that. There is one more hand, excuse me, where you set up a long suit. Okay, well, I'm going to stop recording there. I can remember how. Oh, there we are, stop recording. Okay, and we'll stop that. Stop share.